Today we're talking about the letters to Titus and Timothy under the title A Pastor Gives Guidance. 1st and 2nd Timothy and Titus are called the pastoral letters. They give guidance, correction, reproof, advice, like a parent to growing children, like a spiritual advisor, now absent from the leaders that he loves. Scholars believe that these pastoral letters came from the pen of one of Paul's helpers after Paul's execution, because the style and the vocabulary is slightly different. Some new theological themes are introduced, and some of the church issues are second-generation issues. But Paul was a pastoral theologian, and these letters reflect the love and care Paul had for Titus and Timothy and for the churches they serve. Paul has been called a pastoral theologian. The letters convey Paul's soul and zeal. Paul first found young Timothy in Lystra in Asia Minor. Timothy had a Greek father and a Jewish mother. Even today, a Jew is a person with a Jewish mother. Timothy was nurtured on the Hebrew Scriptures and, along with his mother and grandmother, had been converted to Christianity before Paul's arrival. So Paul adopted him as a trusted young companion, a fellow worker in training. Now, since Paul did not want undue criticism from Jewish Christians as they traveled and taught, Paul had Timothy circumcised. He was Jewish. Jewish Christian. And now they made a great team. Now Titus was a Gentile convert. He came with Paul along with Barnabas from Damascus to attend the controversial Jerusalem conference that we've recorded in Acts 15. Titus, a non-Jew convert to Jesus, was not circumcised, but he was filled with the Holy Spirit. He was the focus of the debate over whether Gentile Christians should be circumcised and keep the Mosaic laws. The compromise negotiated by James, the brother of Jesus, said circumcision was not required. Later, after Paul had left Corinth, Paul sent Titus back to Corinth to reestablish faithful leadership in that church. Early Christians faced many problems. Some Greek Christians were flirting with a Greek philosophy called Gnosticism, a study of the planets, the stars, a kind of astrology to determine human behavior. Nonsense, said Paul. Others, influenced by Greek philosophy, were pondering how the soul gets into the body. Don't get involved in such notions, urges these letters. Paul pleads with his young leaders to guide the church carefully. You see, a structure of church life was evolving. Structures are always devolving, always changing. We don't have to copy the structures, but in our own time we must be obedient. To keep order, Christian leaders like Titus and Timothy, in their day, were outlining the duties of husbands and wives, free men and slaves, proper care for widows. As we read these pastoral letters in our fast-changing world today, we remember that we still need dedicated spiritual leadership, that we must continually focus on Jesus, his ways, keep our eyes trained on the basic beliefs even if structures change. And like Paul, we must be training young leaders like Titus and Timothy, to carry on the ministry of the gospel.